I'm doing great. Can't complain. Another great day. How you doing, brother?
Feeling good, feeling great, man. You know what I'm saying? Just got back from El Salvador, as y'all can see, over the weekend. Cool little personal trip, work vacate slash work slash vacate trip. It was cool.
I was about to say, how was it, my guy?
It was just great out there. If you really want to see how it was, you gotta go check the vlogs out. That's all I can really say. You gotta check the vlogs. You gotta get to the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? It was cool though. I think every man needs to in general have certain like journeys he goes out on his own or with brothers sometimes also. You know what I'm saying? Just personal missions, and also a lot of times it's easier to get that a good time to reflect and a good time to assess everything you do have around you when you're in your environment. Sometimes if you step out of that, you can really like see everything from a omniscient, you know, the point of view I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? Like that God view where you looking
Like
at everything
some
you got.
omnipresent?
Yeah, like, and you can see your life from that type of view when you do step away from it. So it definitely gave me a lot of growth, I said.
That's good, bro. That's what I said. I feel like everybody should at least get out the country once, bro. But once you do it once, you're gonna want to do it again.
Yeah, yeah. And it ain't even about getting out the country. Like, it's literally just about getting out your environment. You can go sit in the woods a few hours from your hometown, and you gonna get some level of growth, some level of also peace and like tranquility. But the going to another country, that adds the layer of being able to get different perspectives from other people's cultures and stuff like that.
That is fact, bro. And since you brought up that, I do have a question, bro. Because I was listening to some older men, some older wise men talk, and they was basically saying the grass isn't greener on the other side, bro. Basically referring to like passport bros. Basically, he was saying any girl with running water is a modern woman.
I wouldn't say all that, and to me, I don't know. I feel like the guys who have problems with women are usually the guys who are saying these things and telling guys, well, and I think it comes down to the type of guy that you are personally. Like, it doesn't matter if you are somewhat of a lame dude or somewhat of a guy that's not good with women. You're not gonna be really good with women anywhere. Yeah, the passport bros have the advantage of good looking women, not good women, good looking women, probably yelling at them, kissing at them, and Ed Poppy and telling them fucky, sucky, and shit like that. They got the opportunity of that, but that's only really for sex. When it comes to getting, and yeah, those are going to be the more so modern women if she's selling herself like that. But that's going to be anywhere on earth. And to me, it's like, the grass, like I said, the grass gonna be greener where you water it. If you water it overseas and you take the time to learn the culture, master the language and stuff like that, yeah, you're gonna have a great time. And if you in America, you master our culture and you learn the language that these women speak here, then you're gonna have a good time here too.
That's a fact, bro. And I like it. It's you'll have a good time anywhere though. You have a good time anywhere. It's where you really are putting forth effort. Because I said in a previous video, bro, you can't just go to like countries and expecting like to meet great women. Like, nah, it doesn't work like that. Especially like if you don't know the culture, you don't know the language. And I do feel like it's the same thing with American women. I'm having realizations over here. I feel like there's some great women in America, bro. You just gotta like find the one that's right for you.
Yeah, first it takes knowledge of self, and you need to marry your self. I love how Kevin Gates said in one of his songs recently, a man fall in love when he meets his mission. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to fall in love with that first and be on that. If you're the type of guy that you're outside anywhere looking for women, it doesn't matter where you are, America, Colombia, goddamn Islamic temple somewhere in the Middle East, like, it doesn't matter where you go looking for women. If you're looking for them, that's your problem right there. You know what I'm saying? It's like you should be looking to complete your mission as fast as possible and being on your purpose. And a good woman for you is gonna be different from a good woman for me. It's like, it just depends on what our purpose, that layer that we're working on the time, and our like overall goals and things we want to reach. So like, yeah, a woman could be great for you and she can help you in certain areas, but to me she might be a bad woman because she what she got going, it just doesn't align with my purpose.
That's useless to you, to a certain extent.
Yeah. And that's the lens you should be running women through when you meet them, if they are someone that can assist you on this mission or not.
That's a fact, bro. And I love that you mentioned purpose, bro, because this is going to be a big episode on purpose, bro. God, purpose, self. That's the thing. So if you're really looking for women, you can't be. You're not focused. You're not focused. You're not, because it got to be God first, then your purpose. So you wake up. I say you wake up. You thank God, like, thank you for waking me up today. Then you should be getting straight to your purpose. So you don't really got time to be like, kind of dibbling and dabbling, texting all these different women. Because if you're doing that, you're not on your purpose. You're not on your purpose. And I feel like that's where men really struggle at. And that's why so many men are insecure, bro. You get insecure only when you're not focused on God, purpose, self. If you're focused on a woman, that can make you insecure, bro.
Yeah, and if you're so much focused on women to where you're pedestalizing them and you're seeing them as this great goal to be obtained, and not looking at your purpose like that, yeah, like you know what I'm saying? I would expect for the average guy that years ago, it wasn't women making him nervous. It was the fact that he got to go to battle probably making him nervous, or the fact that he might not make it home, or they might not be able to eat if he don't. All these people relying on him, if he can't bring no meat back, niggas is starving. You know what I'm saying? Like, those was the things making men nervous back then. Women, that's the easy part, and a lot of guys, they don't look at women how they're supposed to. They look at women through that over sexualized something to be obtained and shit like that, which, yeah, it's cool to look at them as like something to conquer, but don't put them so far ahead of yourself that it's like you feeling nervous around them and being afraid to even go and get experience with them.
Facts, and I think that's what it is. Any man that's nervous to talk to a woman, you're putting them too high, bro. You're putting them too high. You gotta realize, bro, this woman poops, shits, like, pees, farts, just like you do, bro. Simple as that. And I feel like once you realize that, it's like, bro, bring her down a little bit. You gotta knock her down in your head, bro. Because if you don't, you are gonna put her on that pedestal like she's like your God. And I think that's why men a lot of times do be getting cheated on a lot of things, because you're valuing your woman too much. Not saying you shouldn't care about her and stuff, but I'm just saying, like, God, purpose, self.
The thing is a lot of men don't really have that true self-love, because if you do, you have that self-love, and self-love includes knowing that you need to improve yourself. And I think getting if you're in experience with women, part of your self-improvement is going to be just talking to women, having conversations. Everything don't need to lead to you having sex. You can walk up to a woman, introduce yourself, give her a compliment. If you have something to talk about further, like, you can ask her a question. If you're in a new city, where is this, where is that? You can go about your day. It doesn't have to be something that you're trying to make it get sexual every time, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're just trying to get experience and feel people's energy out.
That is a fact, bro. And I feel like a lot of the technology and, like, porn of, like, we start looking at women as, like, more so, oh my goodness, she'd probably do some freaky shit. Like, you see, your mind starts going there immediately. Should not. I don't think that should be the case at all. Because I feel like that point, you're valuing her too much.
Yeah, it just depends on. There's nothing wrong with admiration and you glance, but it's like, you take that energy in, let it motivate you to get yourself. Let it motivate you to be that type of guy that can obtain that type of woman, whether if you can or you can't at the time. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, you know what I'm saying? Guys like me, we see women all the time. Knowing you can get a woman don't mean you need to mess with every single woman. If you do that, you'll be way behind. Your money gonna be low. You're gonna be doing the bare minimum in life, because all you really focused on is getting a woman. You know you are getting on higher levels in life when you do start turning a woman down, because you know, like, damn, she can't help me on my purpose, or I already got a situation, like, I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying, fuck my kingdom up right now, like, literally. So it becomes and it becomes easier after a while. A lot of guys don't have that in them. They so fucking desperate for pussy that they just out here trying with anybody.
That's a fact, bro. And I think that comes from a lot of beating their dicks, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, like you might gotta stop touching yourself, bro. I feel like it really like clears your mind when I really come down to it. So you're not gonna be thinking like, oh, anytime a girl comes up, like, or like any time a girl shows you a bit of affectionate. You feel
Yeah,
me?
you're not gonna just jump right to it because she got an ass or because she did this or she liked the feel of your pigs or like it just becomes easier over time when you do build that discipline and you understand like the power of your sexual ability in general, the fact that you can give a woman a child, the fact that you can end up on child support, like so many life changing stuff can happen through one act of sex. So it's just about taking that more seriously.
I like that too, taking it more seriously. That's always good. But at the same time, I look at it like this: like we did say you should get experience, but we've talked about this before. When is too much? When do you feel like you have enough experience with a woman?
I mean, I feel like talking to women, a lot of basic social skills. It's like riding.
No
Like,
having that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But once you build it up, and you got that. It's like riding a bike. You never really gonna lose it. Maybe if you sit in a fucking cave for 2 years and don't talk to anybody, you might lose your social skills. You might forget how to ride a bike too. But you, for the most part, you're gonna retain that knowledge and retain that level of confidence when you move into the world. Especially if you constantly improving in life. You're not, isn't it? It's gonna be no way to not end up around women at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially the higher you go up in life, the more women are gonna come around, whether it's platonically or employees or somebody got publicists now. Like, if you're constantly elevating in life, you're gonna be around women. So it's gonna get to a point where you just talking to people because you want to talk to people. It's not even something that you're trying to get experience. It's just you are a social person.
Literally, and I feel like that's when the women really start flocking in, when you're just working on yourself and you're not actively trying to get them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's always going to be two best ways to get a woman at a party. Either as soon as you walk in, you know what I'm saying, like you and a girl make eye contact, usually you don't want her to see you 6 more times because the attraction is going down each time. Your chances is going down each time she sees you. So you can be that type of guy that gets home early, but you can be the type of guy walks in the room, see everybody as people, and decides I'm gonna have fun with whoever. I'm not looking to get no specific person in here. I'm gonna have fun with whoever, and I'm gonna take all the information I learned from that, and then I see where is chemistry at in the room. You feel me?
That is right. Because I feel like it's going to be more of an attraction thing, especially like the people you meet, bro. I feel like it all is attraction. And that's what I'm thinking. Like, because there was this post going around on TikTok. Basically, this girl, she has an OnlyFans, and she was asking, and like she showed her guy, and then she put her guy on the camera. It's like, everybody wants to know, are you okay with me basically doing OnlyFans? He was like, and I quote, "But I don't care. I kind of already knew what she was doing before we started messing around, stuff like that." And I feel like stuff like that, it's just going to be energy you're attracting. So if you're more so a hoe, you're going to get a hoe. You feel me?
Yeah. It's going to be where your energy, where your frequency aligns, is that you attract what you are at that point, for sure.
Exactly. So you got to know when you're in these clubs. That's why it's kind of tough getting, like, especially if you're on your purpose, going to clubs, it's probably not going to be the best for you because the energy there isn't going to be the energy you're attracting. It's not going to be
the only type of events you'll even really want to be at is something where you're either getting paid to be there or it's your event. If it's not either one of those and it's just somewhere where you don't have any like control of the room, you can't really move freely how you will want to, then you're not really gonna want to be there on your purpose for sure.
You're not.
Unless you're just trying to, like we were saying, you're just trying to get experience talking to girls in public.
Yeah, and you got to think, a lot of these girls, you probably won't have nothing in common with them, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, if you're on your purpose, if you're the type of guy that you know of self-improvement, but you still kind of living and dabbling, like you drink when everybody else is drinking and shit like that, then or you feel like you need to drink to talk to the girl and stuff like that, then you kind of going down the wrong path. And I remember I sent you that video where Alex Becker was talking about like people like that need to drink to be social. And yeah, they just put themselves in a cage at that point because you want to be able to do it confidently in a sober mindset as well.
Facts, because you're not even you when you're drunk. You're really not. So even I feel like that's not even really getting skill points if you have to be drunk to talk.
It's not. It's like taking a potion, bro. That's all it is, bro. That's what it basically is. It's like I'm gonna take this confidence juice right quick, and now I found it easier to talk to girls instead of all you gotta do is sit in the party sober for like an hour and you gonna be the most coherent person in that motherfucker, and then you can really, like, you're gonna look at how sloppy drunk everybody else is, and you're gonna feel just as confident as you would drunk. I like if you want to talk to the people, but 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna want to talk to those girls.
You're not. Yeah, you're not at all. Because the girls you want is somewhere, and she's at home, taking care of her grandma, doing something very holy. Make sure your girl's doing holy stuff. Boom. But back to the video, and the reason I brought it up because it's the whole cuck, bro. Because we use the word cuck, but I actually really googled the definition, and like because it's a translation.
Yeah.
Bro, so basically, what a cuck is someone that doesn't have that doesn't get jealous over their girlfriend. Like when a man doesn't get jealous over their girlfriend, more so showing her off in an inappropriate manner. So, for example, let's say your girl is in a bikini, you're taking photos and then posting on Instagram like, oh, look at my babe, blah blah blah. That's a cuck move. If we're being, that's a cuck. You're a cuck. By definition, you're a cuck for the simple fact, any way of showing your girl off in an inappropriate fashion. Cause why would you really want another man looking at your woman?
Yeah, I mean the bikini is. I can't say that is like showing off in inappropriate fashion because, like, hey, some cultures, it depends where they're from. Some cultures that say they celebrate curves in their women and stuff like that. The cultures that's doing the best right now as far as economic wise and peace wise, they don't do it. But like, a lot of the more like poverty stricken third world cultures and stuff like that, they tend to celebrate curves and show their women off. Or you even gotta think. I always like to think it's harder for it to say, oh, a girl can't dress a certain type of way. The only reason I do say that is knowing we got weirdos and creeps and incels out here who will do anything for some ass, and our minds are over-sexualized here in America. So you can really, the only reason why as men we're telling girls they have to dress a certain type of way is for safety reasons, not saying because over there in Africa, we didn't really have much clothes on, but our minds were less sexualized because we seen it every day.
Oh, I like how that was a good one. That was a good one right there. And I feel like it is kind of evolving with the times. I do believe in evolving with the times.
Yeah. So you gotta tell your, hey, look, I can't protect you if you go outside looking crazy, or you out shit. We can be outside looking crazy, but you dress a certain type of way. The way these guys think, he's like, oh, his girl up for grabs. Let me smack her on the ass so I walk past some shit real quick. And now we in some shit just because of how you look.
Exactly.
Granted, ignorance ain't an excuse at that point.
It's not. Granted, I mean, he was wrong for slapping her on the ass, but at the same time, bro, it probably shouldn't be dressed like that, especially like looking single when you are in a relationship, bro. And that's a good one. Because this is how I feel about like the whole closed boundaries thing. I feel like if your woman is respecting you, bro, I feel like she can kind of wear what she wants. As long as she's respecting you, like she's not in, like, let's say she was going to like an event or something. She's not dressed too provocatively, blah, blah, blah. Her titties not out, her ass not out. On some real wholesome stuff. But how do you feel about a woman wanting to show off her body on the socials?
I mean, I feel like for the most part, she's looking for attention. That differs from when I say back in Africa, we was all outside. It's not like the women are like, most of them don't wear top coverings. It's not like they're like, oh, look at my titties, everybody, look at my titties. And what Instagram is, when you post a picture on your Instagram, oh, everybody look at this. Look at this, everybody look at this. I want you to double tap if you like it. Here's a section where you can comment and you can share it and send it to more people if you really like it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you are marketing yourself at that point versus it just being the lifestyle and how things are. in other places.
That is true. So would you rather your girl, like, if she was to wear something like not, too provocative, but something more so skin showing, not to post it?
It just depends. You know what I'm saying? Because when you say skin showing, could be shoulders.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's say it's just some shoulders, just
like,
shoulders.
Anything like that. I mean, the thing is, when you get into that, I mean, it's some dudes. I'm pretty sure they jack off to women in headdresses, so you can't kind of be too worried about that. But it's just like stuff that's like, hey, look at me, I'm trying to show off my features and stuff like that. That's the type of stuff that I personally wouldn't allow. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, I wouldn't even want a girl that wants to post herself like that. To be honest.
You wouldn't. And the reason I asked you this, because, like, I just wanted the people to know your boundaries. Because every boundary is going to be different, and that's okay to set your own boundaries, bro. Perfectly okay. But you guys got to be okay with your boundaries. And I feel like some people have none. They don't have none. It's, oh, you want to go out with your friends just how you want to. You show it off, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you're coming home to me at the end of the night. It don't matter. I don't think that's smart.
And once you start doing that, that's where you kind of lose your power as a man. Your power as a man relies in your ability to provide and protect, and also your ability to leave at any moment.
Say no.
Yeah, because that's why we don't tell guys to, completely control the woman. No, you want a woman that wants you to tell her what to do, that wants to listen to you, not that you have to say, do this, don't do that, and every single time. No, you kind of want her to have a mindset of, I want to be the best version of myself, and I know regardless if I have a man or not, I should not dress a certain type of way. That's the type of woman you want.
That is a fact, bro. And this is me. I'll get, not a test, but like I'll just be like if my shoulders be like, hey, is it okay if I wear this? I'm like, hey, do what you know what I mean, do what you think is best. And I'm just to see what she's gonna like wear. And I feel like these are tests you have to be giving your woman, because if not, how it's just like when you're not there or when you're not around.
Exactly. You want to give her space and opportunity to be herself and show you who she really is, and you can make your decision on how you want to move off that, and that's where your power is.
It literally is. But I feel like to the people that even are overbearing, bro, you can't do that. Because once you're so overbearing, it's going to come to a point where she's going to start to resent you.
Oh, yeah. If she doesn't feel like she's making changes and choices for herself, it's going to get to a point where, especially if stuff not working out exactly how she wants it to eventually, it's going to be resentment on you, because she's going to start blaming you for all of her problems because you kind of forced her to change instead of her just either wanting to change for herself, wanting to change to be better, and you kind of influencing that. Right, but she just changed because you told her this.
Yeah, like you're making her change.
Yeah. It's like you don't even have to give ultimatums. Just see what she does and move accordingly off that.
Facts, bro. And it's not, and I tell you, it's not gonna be no back and forth. Like, we're not arguing about this thing. If you want to go, you want to go wear that tight ass dress with your titties and your ass hanging out, be my guest. Be my guest. But as a man, that's where you gotta really have that power. Be like, I'm not putting up with this shit though.
I can't promise my stuff gonna be here when you get back.
That's exactly what I be saying. I be like, yeah, you can do that. You can go out to this club looking like that. But am I gonna be here? Probably not. And I feel like a lot of men gotta get that, because we have an abundance of women, bro. You gotta think there's more women in the world than men anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that, bro, the chances of you finding a better girl, very likely. Especially if she's trying to dress like that and do provocative things, bro.
It's like that. It's gonna be a new one turning 18 every week. You can drop them off at 25 like Leonardo if you want to. That's for sure.
Speaking of women and how to get out that and how to really learn all the information you need to know about a woman, especially in the vetting process, bro, I got some free game for y'all. You gotta create a safe space, bro. When I mean create a safe space, I mean when she's telling you this information, you gotta take it in and just listen. I feel like it can't be too much judgment, or you gotta control like your face emotions, making sure everything is in check, you're breathing calmly. Even if she's telling you like how she sucked 20 dicks, You feel me? You still got to be able to keep it so you can really get all that information out of her. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you talk about modern women, because we gotta face it at some point. They're not going anywhere for at least a generation or two. You know what I'm saying? Until they see how fucked up shit is and how many old cat ladies they in the past. The modern woman is going nowhere. The boss babe is not going anywhere anytime soon. So we gotta understand when dealing with them, and you know she is a westernized girl, you know she's not a virgin, you know her family is a little, shaky. Yeah, you're gonna have to create that safe space to where that she feels comfortable. You gotta make a space where she feels comfortable speaking to you about anything.
Literally, bro. And I feel like you should do that with everybody around you, so like they don't feel the need to lie to you too.
Oh yeah.
Because I do feel like that's a big thing. Like if every time I came to you, you like ripped me a new one. Like, why the fuck you did this? I might not want to come to you about some shit. You feel me?
Yeah. I mean, I think with your guy friends, the guy kind of be like that. But I've even had times, especially early on when I got into self improvement, that my guy friends, they were almost ashamed, almost embarrassed to tell me certain things that happened to them at a point. Until they seen like just because I changed it don't mean I'm gonna become judgmental of the stuff that y'all are still doing. It's like, but just because I feel a certain type of way about something, like boom, like a lot of my homies, they got kids with women that already had a baby. And that was something that I've told them plenty of times before any of them had kids that they shouldn't do, and something else that I was against. And even to this day, you know, they could have had their beautiful children with other women that didn't have kids, and they probably might just look a little different, but like shit is what it is, and it's like, I can only give my opinion, and with guys, you gotta let them kind of do what they do. Eventually, you know, as niggas get older, then they get the ability to learn from another person's mistakes, but usually younger guys, undeveloped brains, smoke a little too much weed, they kind of just gotta learn themselves.
That is a fact. But since we on this topic anyway, I feel like the beauty of being like a young person, learn from the people around you, bro. Like really take in like what your elders are saying, bro. Because you can learn something from anybody. But that's some of the best knowledge I've ever gotten by older cats, bro. Simple as that. Me personally, yeah, I'm probably not trying to nut in a girl who already got a kid. But that's just me. It's
a dangerous time to become a stepdad, for sure. That's why I did like, it was coming at Pandering recently he made another video just saying guys shouldn't be stepdads. And then it was like guys like Dr. Boyce Watkins, who I used to kind of fuck with, but he'd be pandering a little bit, which we'll talk about that later. He'd be pandering. He was saying like, I don't know why people are so against becoming stepdads. Ain't nothing wrong with mentoring beautiful black children. And he didn't say nothing about black people in general. He was just saying across the board, he doesn't think any man should be a stepdad or strive to be one or really want to be one.
That's a fact. And since we're on the topic, I don't think you should. For the simple fact, we do be comparing women to cars. we do. So if we comparing it to a car, that's a used car that got in an accident. If we're being honest. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. So if that's the case, like, why would you want that car when you can really just get a better car, like, if I'm being honest, and a car that's more suitable to you? Because you got to think about it. She's had a kid with a man, and then obviously hopefully the man's not in her life anymore. Bro, that's damage there. Even if they ended on the best of the terms, which most of those don't end on the best of the terms, but even if they did, I feel like that's still a lot of damage and a lot of emotional damage on you and the kid, for the simple fact y'all all dealing with this shit now. Especially like if the baby daddy is like wilding, doing dumbass shit now, you damn near got beef with somebody over some shit you really had nothing to do with.
To me, it's like going to work and you have set responsibilities, but there's things in place that are blocking you from doing all your responsibilities. Like, you're supposed to make sure this machine is clean, but every time you try to clean it, somebody smacking your hand like, no, don't clean that machine. That machine will clean itself. I'll clean the machine. But don't clean the machine. And what I mean by that is usually the mother doesn't give you full right to actually even be a dad. So you'll hear a lot of, oh, you're not his dad, or the kid will say it too, like, you're not my dad, and stuff like that, but they still want you to provide like a dad, they still want you to protect like a dad, but they don't give you the ability to actually play that role to the full of your extent. And also, it's easier for a woman without kids to, you got a regular ideal family, you, your wife, and a few kids. Your wife is able to see the hierarchy in man follows God, and the woman follows God through the man, though, and then the kids are following through the mom, through the man type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to see that hierarchy. It's easier to see that, okay, the man needs to eat first. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when you're a stepdad, it kind of changes this. The mom will always kind of put the kids before the man, which is why those situations usually don't work out.
That's a fact. Or she can do the exact opposite. She can put too much faith in the man and neglect the kids.
Yeah, but it usually doesn't work like that. If she finds a good guy, then, or at least a guy that is providing, protecting, and checking all those boxes of at least trying to be there for the kids, it's usually to a point where she still won't follow the hierarchy. Like, yeah, she should neglect the kids. Like, yeah, some moms, they will get with a guy who's doing drugs and start doing drugs and start forgetting about kids and shit like that, or even will leave with the guy and start having kids with him, and like her original kids get the short end of the stick. So you do see that, but I think the bigger problem is definitely her not allowing the guy to play the position he needs to.
Definitely, bro. And I feel like that's a hurting feeling, bro. You doing all this for a kid, you taking care of a kid, especially when the dad's not in life, and the kid say, "You're not my dad." Mm-hmm. Like, what do you say? Like, oh, where's your dad? That's those, and then you won't even want to take it there with the kid. You don't.
You definitely just don't get the appreciation that you get as being a real dad, as then being a stepdad. You'll never get the true appreciation for doing things that you don't have to do. Like, you have no responsibility to.
You don't, bro. And that's the thing. I feel like there's no way you should be a stepdad, especially if you're not, like, your shit isn't straight. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a humongous responsibility to take on. It's one thing if you did nutted in a girl, now she pregnant, you got to man up. Yeah. But just to take on that responsibility,
it's almost you just as much as fault for as the woman who doesn't let you really be a dad to the full extent if you get into that situation and you know that you can barely take care of her, so you know she can't take care of her and the kid.
That's a fact, bro. And you got to look at the woman. Don't get me wrong. We try to give our women grace, but at the same time, she picked wrong. She picked the wrong mate. She picked the wrong mate. So now you know, like, there's a fault on this. You know for a fact, without even really vetting the girl, there's faults in this woman. For the simple fact, you're a single mom. You had to do something wrong. Not saying, well, you had to, because it takes two to tango.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like, it's faults in everybody, but certain things are more liabilities. To me, it just depends on your age. Like, it just doesn't make sense for a guy that's, even if you're 35 or under, you still have a chance of getting your own baby mama. So, like, 35 or under, I would say, still try to find your own baby mom. If you get older and you don't want to chase around a younger woman, you like, okay, I want someone more around my age, then yeah, your options might have to open up some, because the reality is, once you start getting to the late 30s, most women are going to have kids by now, if they want them.
That is a fact. That's a fact. But I feel like that's still your choice, though. Yeah. But, like, after you, and then, let's say she already has a kid, and then you give her another kid. Now, you just created a crazy responsibility. Now, you still got two kids. Because you got to think, you was taking care of the first one. You can't just stop. That's crazy. Now, so when you get one kid McDonald's, you got to get two kids McDonald's. And I feel like most men, they say like 80% of everybody doesn't have at least $1,000 in their bank account for like one emergency, and they're fucked. So if you're one emergency away from being fucked, there's no way you should be taking care of somebody else's kid, bro.
Yeah. That's what I said. Like, you have to be well established. You have to have room in your stable. You need to make sure you have enough money and all that before you really trying to take on that responsibility. Because I mean, somebody need to be these kids' fathers. It won't be a guy like me, masculine on my purpose, but I don't really blame a woman for playing the best role that she can to obtain a second potential, father for her kids and stuff like that. Or if her kid's just grown and she wants a companion. Because, I came to the realization, I wouldn't want to be 50, 60, 70 chasing around 20-year-olds. Nah, I'm saying me personally, like some of these cats can do that. Nah, I'm saying like I still want to be active, I still want to be moving around, but chasing around young girls that's talking about shit I don't give three fucks about. Listening, these kids listening to Yeet nowadays, and they think he's their GOAT right now. So I can only imagine the type of music that will be out 50 years from now.
Facts. And that's what they be saying, like, oh, what are these men, and like, even like you're 27, they be like, oh, what do you have in common with a 20-year-old?
They'll keep you. One thing is they keep you young. They keep you young, so that's good. Like that's what I'm saying. You can really be chasing them around. Like you're gonna be getting active. And to me, I don't know, having stuff in common with people is more so. I think you should stay in touch with your inner child. So it's not too hard to have something in common with, but men and women, we really don't. We not going to have much in common besides maybe liking some of the same hobbies, activities, maybe a few similar TV shows, but and it's going to be the kind of the same across the board because you don't want to be old and out of touch ever in life.
That's fact. Like not knowing how to use the new technology.
Yeah. You don't want to be that out of touch so where you can't even have a conversation. But that's just me personally. I wouldn't want to be chasing them around. I would probably want to make somewhere around my age that's not going to be spending my money on another nigga at that time.
That is a fact.
Like, chill. Her ass going to be spending this shit.
Gots to, bro.
Yeah, all type of shit.
Oh my goodness, literally. But I feel like men that do that, man, they probably just chasing something, I feel like, at that point.
Yeah, it's like teach his own, you know what I'm saying? Maybe me and 58, I have a whole different perspective.
Maybe.
I don't know. When I was walking through the airport, I seen a lot of like old couples still moving around, going on trips together and shit like that. And I'm like, that shit's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can only walk a certain speed get to a certain age. Like, and I've seen it on the other end. Shout out to my nigga Bill. He was about 50, 60. He was in Jamaica with a 30-year-old woman. And yeah, he didn't even know where she was half the time on the resort. He was like, oh, she probably somewhere taking pictures or something. She might was messing with a whole nother dude on that resort. Who knows?
In Jamaica?
Yeah,
she might was. I ain't gonna lie. Jamaica's a dangerous place, man. Jamaica's a very dangerous place.
Yeah.
Bro, but even when it comes down to women with kids, without kids, bro, I feel like it is going to come down to the actions, bro, and the actions she's taking and the content she's consuming, bro. Because when I really think about it, there's a lot, and when I mean a lot of people out here, creators, whatever you want to call them, bro, they pander. They be pandering to women, bro. And really, I don't really even like talking about other people, but it's to the point where, like, pandering is mass manipulation, bro. Like, manipulation of the masses, because you really got these girls thinking this stuff is okay. Like, having the OnlyFans, I promise you, is not okay.
Yeah, man. The thing about panders, I used to not like them. I used to have a strong disdain for them as well. So, I don't know. I just feel like, I guess there's a place for them in this world. There's always been guys who, even us at times, we find ourselves telling the woman exactly what she wants to hear. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's all it is at the end of the day. They just monetizing it. Derrick Jackson, he's one of the founding fathers of Pandering.
Okay.
At least on the social media age, as far as like getting women to buy what he was selling by pandering to them until they found out he was cheating. And he embarrassed his wife even further by bringing her on a video to talk about him cheating. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was very, very... Yeah. It was like they always fall at the end of the day because they can never really practice what they preach. You know what I'm saying? But they know the biggest consumers in this world are the women.
Exactly.
Go dive into the deeper into the demographics is black women as far as spending, whether it's online shopping, whether it's like any type of commerce, they buy the most beauty supply stuff, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So the black woman dollar is very powerful. So if you tell them what they want to hear, women are emotional creatures. It's easy to do.
That is a fact.
To me, it's like, can I really blame them if the market is there? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a reason why, like, women were celebrating Kevin Samuels' death. Because he wasn't pandering. He wasn't telling them what they want to hear. He was telling them what they need to hear. Which I think is also a market for that. It's just smaller and more niche right now.
Literally. And celebrating somebody's death is crazy. You're going to hell. You know, like, you're probably going to go to hell doing some shit like that. Because you got to think, bro, it's so much harder to really tell a woman the truth. That is a fact. And I feel like if women looked at it more so like that, they'll understand. So, like, let's say a man really did be honest to you about some stuff, bro. You can't fault him but so much. And I'll tell anybody. I tell even the women in my life, I'll be like, hey, if you keep it a band with me, I'm going to have so much more respect for you just because you kept it a band. You can't get mad at somebody for keeping it a band, bro.
And you got to think, though, too. Men get pandered to, too. A lot of these hyper red pill guys, a lot of these dating coaches, they pander to their guy and tell them, like, it's not your fault that you can't get girls. It's the girl's fault. It's the government. It's this fault. It's that fault. Yeah. They blame it on everything else, but the fact that the guy is not working on himself and not constantly improving himself. So I think it happens a lot. It happens in almost every industry. You know what I'm saying? I think some can be more beneficial. Like if I'm, can you really pander in self-improvement? No, because it's really like, you could tell. It's people telling them that they don't need to improve themselves. So it's happening on the other end. They definitely pander to fat people.
Yeah,
literally. You don't need to lose weight.
Body positivity.
Yeah. So it's happening across the board. And I think it's also been, throughout time. You know what I'm saying? People have kind of always been doing it. I used to kind of like really feel like mad about it when it came to like black dudes doing it to black women and stuff like that. But the market's there. A lot of these women don't want to hear nothing but what exactly they want to hear. And it's easy to do. We could have started a fucking podcast pandering to black women, being like, yeah, these guys are shit. All guys aren't cheaters. You just gotta go find you a good one. If he's a bad man, if he accidentally stuck his dick in another woman one time, you know what I'm saying? We could start pandering like that. But the reality of the things is, like, is he a bad man because he made one mistake? Probably not. If he was doing everything else, checking out every box, might want to give him some grace. Or you can face the reality of the shit, because that's also what panderers do. They don't speak logically, and they don't go with like the reality of how things are.
Literally, like that's why I wanted to say too, not in the reality, bro. Because when you got to think, reality is tough. Telling the truth is tough. Most of y'all don't want to hear the truth. Y'all not ready for those tough conversations, bro. The shit that like, how you gonna blame somebody else for you not getting bitches, my nigga? That's your fault. Like, that's the honest truth. Like, maybe if you work on yourself, you can get some bitches. Mm-hmm. And I feel like for us to come up here and be like, oh yeah, we can blame it on the West. Oh, it's the women, bro. Just that's we're lying. We're lying. Just like the same with like obese people, body positivity. No, we'd be lying if we were like it's okay to be fat. No, it's not okay to be fat for the simple fact. I mean, if you feel like dying. If you feel like dying and you're not caring about your health, then yeah. But on a realistic scale, bro, you're shortening your lifespan. And that's like a hard conversation to have with somebody.
Yeah, and that's why I need, like, especially with people who do see themselves as religious people, I always try to put stuff like that in a religious context. But I go like, well, you're supposed to be Christian, right? Well, isn't gluttony one of the 7 deadly sins?
Yep.
Gluttony is a sin. And you don't have to be Christian or religious at all to agree that eating and overstuffing yourself and not being able to control how much food you eat will cause chaos in your life, whether it's with your health or your money. Know what I'm saying? We can agree on all of these things without even bringing religion into it. And then you do add your religion on top of that. So don't you think you kind of making some bad choices right now and being inconsiderate to your temple and your future self by overeating?
You're absolutely right, bro. You're hit it on the right head. And since we're on them, bro, it's any of them. Like the ones that get lust. I feel like lust is a big one as well, bro. Yeah, don't get me wrong. As men, we have urges. We all know that, bro. But it's like what kind of man you are if you can't control them at all. Like every girl you meet, you gotta have sex with her. Like you can't say no to a girl. That's not good. That's not good.
A lot of times, lust will be literally the enemy of you completing your mission. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a reason for it. You know what I'm saying? It's the part of how our chemicals in our brain work and how our body it's so we want to have sex, which will make us reproduce and stuff like that. It's just it's abused. You know what I'm saying? And it's been like that for decades now. Probably hundreds of years, as far as people profiting off the fact that men are lustful creatures and a lot of men don't have self-control. You got porn industry, you got prostitution and all these different things. Like people have been profiting off it for years, but the guys who end up being on top and end up making it far and end up having kingdoms that last for hundreds of years are the guys who are able to control that.
Exactly, and control all of them, bro. Control all those things that you know is just going to take you away from your purpose. Because, like we said in the beginning, God, purpose, self. So when you're putting food, sex, gambling, anything that's over you're going to start to see your life go down, bro. And these are the hard conversations. This is us just being real. Yeah, we can tell you, oh, you go have sex with as many women as you want to. Nothing's bad's going to happen.
That's literally pandering to the fact that you're a lustful creature.
Exactly.
And pandering to the fact that you can't control yourself. So, a little bit of porn every now and then, that's okay, you know what I'm saying? But it's not no more. Like, at first, our fucking dads and grandfathers, they could look at a magazine every once in a while and control themselves. Because after a while, it's like, all right, I got these magazines and I might fucking jack off 2-3 times a month type shit, you know what I'm saying? Little boys there jacking off every night nowadays, and they're doing nothing but ruining their hormones and ruining their testosterone.
Yeah, and they don't even understand. And think about like our kids, how low their test's gonna be. Well, not my kids. My kids full of tests, bull semen. But like other kids, y'all that be watching porn, doing dumb shit, being lustful, like gluttony. Especially, I feel like gluttony is just such a big one, bro, because it's like, it's like the
thing about it is we eat every day, and the thing about hunger came. We get hunger and all that stuff because our mind wants us to eat when it had when it was hard, when food was scarce and all that stuff. We developed that, so we would eat anytime we had a chance to get food. Now we got a chance to get food 3 times a day, and in between can get snacks and all types of shit. So if you allow your kid to have access to all that shit, they're going to probably become gluttonous. And the thing about that is, it's like the gateway sin, if you will. It's the gateway sin. Once you can't control that, how are you gonna be able to control your gambling problem or your sex addiction or anything else? So shit, you might end up killing people after a while.
Hey, I'm telling you, bro. I can see how that road can go there, though. I honestly can, because you got to look at it from this point. If you can't control that, you can't control your basic. I feel like that's the basic thing you got to do. You got to eat in order to live. That's like one of the basic functions. You can't control that, my nigga. I think you might be fucked.
I mean, after a while, you definitely will be. After a while, you definitely will be. That's why another episodes ago, y'all go back. I was saying it is not wise to do business with overweight people or people that you can see clearly they have problems and addictions and stuff, because they sloppy in one area of life, it's gonna seep into all other areas. Like just like procrastination or someone that has a lot of resistance and can't get past those resistance times where it's like all you gotta do is sit down in front of the computer to work. Like for me, for example, when I had a thought like, yo, I want to work on something on the computer, I don't say, I want to do it later, or I want to do this. I'm like, no. All I have to do is sit down. That's the first step, and that's the hardest step usually for motherfuckers to do when it comes to anything, is actually like sitting down. It's because they got that resistance in their life, rather than they already know they can get the easy dopamine from just, they don't even gotta get up to go sit down. They can just reach in their pants and start jacking off, or take a few steps, get to the fridge, put some food in their mouth.
Facts, bro. And I feel like that's a good one, especially in today's society where it is all these distractions, bro. You gotta think, our parents didn't have to, like our parents like didn't have to deal with all these distractions. They didn't have the internet. They didn't have probably the amount of food we have.
You bring our parents, or you bring our parents' generation, or any generation before that, into this time as all 13, 14-year-olds, they would be so super productive compared to how we are nowadays, because they would be starting at a point where they never had no social media or no internet, and all they know is really work and their fun had to be doing something like constructive and actually physical.
Yeah, like some outdoors, like the boxing video you sent me, just like they were probably outdoors, like they probably run circles around us, if I'm really being honest.
Yeah. Focus, completely better, attention spans, way better.
Hell yeah. And that's how I look at it. So now I feel like you got to be really on your shit to really make it for real, because you got to think. But I feel like you can look at it on the opposite side too. Most people can't sit down and work. Like, for them to really, especially some shit like on some entrepreneur shit, like some shit that nobody's making you do. Like, you got to think. Nobody's sitting up telling you, hey, Jay, you better fucking edit this goddamn podcast, nigga.
Yeah, nobody's telling me that. No one telling me I need to set this stuff up, you know what I'm saying, have things ready. Like, it's a lot of things where I have to really, like, keep reminding myself, like, when I'm not doing something, or I'm just scrolling, and I have the thought, like, oh, I need to get this thing done, and I don't do it, that's resistance right there. Mm-hmm. I gotta beat that every time. If I don't beat that shit, if I don't at least try to beat that shit, and at least down there do one part, which is, all right, sit down, okay, turn the computer on, okay, let me download the clips on here, and I'm saying, once I do that, everything after that is really just smooth sailing, because I'm already in the flow. I can get in the flow state very easily, but it's just sitting down and do it, which is a lot, like most people, that's the problem of them. Like they say, so many ideas is in the graveyard because people didn't take that first step.
That's a fact, bro. And I feel like the deeper you get into this shit, like the more lustful, the more gluttony, it's the deeper, the harder the resistance is going to be. So if you've been doing this 10 years, like you've been eating whatever you want for 10 years, got obese or bigger, and then you try to hit the gym, it's going to be a lot harder if you were still like somewhat in shape after high school and then starting in the gym, you feel me? And that's why I said you should try not to let it get that bad, bro. But if it's that bad, all you can do is like get better for real.
You're going to have to do a lot of hard work. You're going to have to enjoy the hard work, enjoy that sweat, enjoy that pain, because you was enjoying them donuts.
You was enjoying them donuts. You was enjoying the fuck out of them donuts, bro.
Year after year, and that's how you got to that point.
Exactly.
It's going to take time. You can't go to the gym one day and expect change. You're going to need consistency for months.
For months, and like I said, and nobody's gonna be telling you to do that shit. It's probably gonna be everybody in your corner, not telling you, just not helping. Like they're probably gonna be more of a hindrance. Just like we live in a household together, bro. I'm still eating donuts, eating fat cakes. You trying to get back on your healthy shit. I'm gonna bring a donut around just for me, but I'm gonna offer you one just cause, and have the ability to say no. That's gonna be even tougher, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Always having just that personal discipline. When it's like a lot of things, I have goals and shit now. Like, I won't tell anybody about it. It's just about myself continuing to. Because if I can't trust myself, how can I expect other people to trust me? So if I say, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I don't do it, then I gotta find some way to punish myself, so I understand, like, yo, you have to, if you want to really be a leader, you gotta be a man of your word. You gotta stand on business when it comes to certain things. If you don't stand on business, then people gonna notice that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, you getting a little out of shape. When the last time you hit the gym? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can't slip on nothing. Gotta constantly improve, or at least be attempting to constantly improve.
That's a fact, bro. And you want to know the first person that's gonna really notice that? Your woman.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah. Your woman gonna know. Like I just said, like I said the other time, if I wake up, if I start waking up after her, like, you know what I'm saying? She's like, what the hell, this nigga?
Exactly.
And unless I'm staying up extra late or some shit, like.
And even then, it still might not be a good look. She up doing shit, you snoring and shit. Like,
because hey, they gonna go off what they see and what they hearing in the moment. Now I'm saying, like, if she don't know I was up till fucking 4-5 a.m. Then it didn't happen.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. That's what I said. That was a good one. It really didn't happen, and that's why I said a lot of these relationships, a lot of y'all relationships is not gonna work, bro. Cause you're not masculine enough. If I'm really being honest, you're not masculine enough. Cause like it should damn near be to the point like your girl should be getting mad, like how often you're leaving or how often you got to do shit. Like
she definitely should be going through roller coaster of emotions. Like, oh damn, like just even like missing you. Like you want your girl to miss you, and you're gonna miss home. At all times, so it's like it's gonna be shit which she's a part of, so you're gonna miss her as well, shit like that. But you gotta, you don't want to be that nigga that's always there, just sitting on the couch playing a game and shit like that.
Exactly, bro. And this is speaking from experience. I used to be that nigga, bro. That's why I'm telling you, bro. That's why I can speak on this shit, bro. Because I'm telling you, it's a big difference from always being gone, where your girl's asking where you at, and then where you're asking where your girl's at.
Yeah.
It's like you got more the power. Even though you're not there, you have the power for the simple fact you're doing shit. And you're not worried about her because you're on your purpose, bro. That's what I feel like y'all don't begin. Really being on your purpose, you start not really, you know your girl is good. Like, especially if that's your girl, I know she's good. So I can focus on what I need to do, bro. And when we actually get to spend time with each other, it's good times. Like, we're laughing, having a good time. But shawty got to know when, it's time to work, it's time to work, bro. And yeah, she might miss you, be like, oh, hurry up in your workout. If she tell you hurry up, take longer, nigga.
It's wartime. It's wartime. This is 100% focused on the mission time. You know what I'm saying? I need you just as locked in on what I need you to be locked in as I'm locked in on what I'm locked in on. And if that's me taking care of this mission while you take care of things at the base, then that's what it is.
I'm telling you, and that's what it is. And I feel like she's going to respect you more for that shit, bro.
Yeah, definitely in the long run.
Exactly. But that's going to be the end of today's video, man. I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all doing y'all fucking push-ups.
Yeah, make sure y'all doing y'all push-ups, man. Episode 87, man. I Don't Gotta Talk podcast.
We're going to throw a party when we hit 100.
Yeah, we coming up on 100 quick, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man. As always, love y'all. Yeah.